past Monday on Raw, you had Candice LeRae turn heel on Maxine Dupri during the match. Candice so got right up in Maxine's face, cornered her. So some pretty strong insults with no one likes you. Along the lines of no one likes you, think you're a joke. That's why they're booing you. Um, all the other girls in the locker room talk about you behind your back. But then the real stiff one was that when Candice LeRae brought up that Maxine's brother, a dead brother, and she'd said, "Just a good thing your brother isn't here to see that the embarrassment you've become." Now, yes, I know this is a storyline. I know that with saying something like this and going there with a family member, in this case with Maxine, a family member, a brother who died, that would all have to be approved by Maxine Dupri. I get that. The one thing that I find a little bit hypocritical with the fans, the WWE fans on this though, that are talking about this, I feel that there's a little bit of a double standard there. Like, you've just got this tweet here, for example, and they're saying WWE is turning boos Maxine Dupri received into a storyline, and they're using Candice LeRae to do it. That was scathing what Candice said to her. She even mentioned Maxine's dead brother. Crazy. Let's see where it goes. Loving heel Candice LeRae. And the thing that makes me shake my head a little bit, because I feel it's a double standard, because I feel a lot of these internet fans that are giving this angle, this storyline, rave reviews, they're the same fans that when back in 2015, late 2015, when it was a similar type angle with Paige and Charlotte, and then Paige made the comment about Charlotte's brother, Reed, who had passed away. I believe at the time he passed away maybe just about 2.5, 3 years before that angle. I don't know exactly the situation with Maxine Dupri, and I'm not going to be one of these fans that are going to look in and do some digging into it. But she said the comment about, it appeared that Reed didn't have enough fight in him, and then Charlotte just went ballistic and attacked Paige. But that was seen as quite controversial at the time. People thought that was controversial, and they thought that was in bad taste. But it seems from the internet, though, that no one is really saying that this is in bad taste. There seems to be a little bit of a double standard with this one, and I wonder why. Is it, just that these fans liked Candice LeRae more than they like Paige? I don't know. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Is it because Candice LeRae is one of those internet darlings, that she's with, Johnny Gargano, another internet darling who the Dave Meltzers of the world fawn over? Maybe that's part of it as well. But again, me personally, it's like, okay, it's a little bit in bad taste, but it doesn't bother me either way. It's one of those things, is that if that's what we want to do to get heat and push the storyline, even though I think it's just a bit, it is just, it's very easy to do. I find it a little bit low, but it's like, if that's what you want to do to get heat, whatever, right? But the thing that kind of like makes me shake my head, though, is like, these same people that will be raving about how great Candice LeRae is were the same people probably 8-9 years ago, right, who were saying how disgusting it was that what Paige said on WWE programming. We don't know what happened backstage. We don't know what the suggestion was for this. What this was something that Maxine Dupri went out of her way to say, to like, I know when I say went out of her way to say use this, telling to the creative Candice, whatever, use this will really get a reaction. I don't know about that, maybe, but it seems, some might say it's a little bit desperate what WWE did, right? Because you've got, number one, you've got Maxine Dupri, who's been, who they're trying to push as a babyface, right? But she's been getting booed a lot of the house shows, and I mean, a lot of that's just to do that people aren't really impressed with her in-ring skills so far. There's a lot of room there for improvement. And when I first heard about people commenting about that, I was just thinking, this is maybe just the internet and nitpicking and being too being too hard on someone, because I guess she's not a quote unquote wrestling girl, right? But then when I watched her in the Royal Rumble, and I noticed it was quite evident that she definitely needs a lot of ring work. She really needs to work on her ring work. It was quite evident in that Royal Rumble match to me, and I'm guessing it was I don't think it was just like a bad day at the office, right? I'm imagining this has happened a bit with Maxine Dupri in the ring, and again, I think with this, again, it seems a bit desperate, but then it seems like desperate. That's what they're doing to try and push Candice LeRae as a heel, right? Kind of exactly like when they were trying to push Paige as a heel. That to resort to saying this, now the fans are really going to boo you now. It does, cheap heat, like they say, right? And with Maxine Dupri, right? Maxine Dupri was doing that whole thing with the maximum male models, and I thought from what I saw there, she looked okay. She came off to me more of someone that was like a heel, had more of a heelish type of just vibe to her. I'm not saying I haven't really been following the stuff that she's been doing with the Alpha Academy, but it was something different, and I think she was at one point getting over with the fans, but I think that, the mistake that I think they made was that now we're acknowledging the fans by having Candice mention about how the fans don't like her and the fans are booing her. But what I think would have been better for them to have done would have been gradually turn her heel, and then you could have her just start crapping on the fans, Maxine, saying, "Oh, you turned your back on me. I gave everything for you." That whole thing, and have her go back to being a heel. I think she would have much better natural heel. You could have had her be like a valet manager for another talent, something like that, and maybe have her step away a bit from being in the ring. That's how I think. I think she would have worked. She seems to me to work. She would have been work better as a heel, like a heel manager, like I said, the maximum male model thing. But they're certainly not going to go back to that. I mean, they got rid of the guys, didn't they, Monsieur and Mace? But I think resorting to this though, and maybe I don't know, maybe it'll just be a one-time thing, or maybe they'll keep doing it, because it's with this whole thing about parents being dead and whatever. It seems like Christian Cage AEW's kind of turned that into a gimmick, And MGF used to say stuff like that as well. And again, it's cheap heat, I get it. And, that's something that they're not going to say without the approval from the other party. The thing with the Paige and Charlotte, that whole angle though, that segment, Ric Flair, I remember later on in his podcast, I think it was just the week after, he said he was distraught over it. He was emotional, he watched Raw live, he was crying, that he wasn't aware of this, or maybe he had been aware, but in the end though, that Charlotte didn't have really a say in it, like she did agree to it, but she felt she was in no position. She had no position of like power at that time. She'd only been on the main roster actually for maybe about 5-6 months. That she wasn't in that position yet to say no to it. I hope that's not the case with the whole thing with Maxine. That deep down she didn't want this being brought up, and it was something that was suggested to her, and she just felt like, oh no, I can't say no to that, or if I did say no, it might be they might book me hard, they might book me worse, or I'll have heat or whatever. Hopefully they've gotten away from that in the industry, but it did seem a bit low. It seems to be a bit cheap heat, but I'm not one of these people that are outraged over it. She would have agreed to it. And if she was really, I believe she was really uncomfortable about it, she probably would have declined. But you know, I think things have changed a lot from how when it was back in with the whole Paige Charlotte thing, how that went down. But the culture has changed a lot for, you know, as of late with the different changes within the company. So hopefully that's all fine. And if something good could come out of it, maybe then she gets over with the crowd. The crowd will, they won't be being hard on her. But at the end of the day, it's just a few idiots, you know what I mean? If she's getting booed, but then all the girls come running to her defense, and okay, that's fine, they have her back, but then at the same time, it's like, you know, years and years ago, I'm not saying it's right, but ECW girls got, you know, she's a crack whore chance and all that other stuff, and you know, they took that on the chin, even if they felt it hurt deep down. They got on with it. But you know, someone just says one person says you suck Maxine at a house show, and everybody's getting up in arms. Rhea Ripley, Zelina Vega. It's like, come on, chill out a bit. But I mean, she definitely has something to her. But I think they should just figure out how to use her right. And I think they probably should have used her right by gradually turning her heel. It always seems to work when somebody they're shitting on you, rejecting you as a babyface. Then you turn them heel. You know, it goes back to Rocky Maivia. That always seems to work, and that's what I thought. I think that's what they should have done with Maxine. You don't have to resort to this whole Candice LeRae turning her heel now, one of the indie darlings, and then bringing up about Maxine's dead brother. I don't think that was the right way to go about it. But that's my video for now, guys. I'll let me know what you think on all this stuff with what happened on Raw. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and yeah, but that's me for now. So thanks a lot, guys. Bye.